Hey, hey, welcome to Thursday Q and A. If I don't sound like Jon, there's a good reason for that. I mean, if you don't hear Jon's voice, it's a good reason because he's not here. He is at a mastermind. So you got me here to answer your email CopyPro questions. So first of all, did everyone have a good Thanksgiving? Oh, and Kristen is here. I think she's unmuted.
Yep,
Kristen, she
I'm right
is.
here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Great
Yeah,
to be
Kristen's an awesome copy gal. So you got two people who know copy and know Email Copy Pro and are happy to answer your questions. So type them in the question box so that we can get to this. Let us know how your Thanksgiving was. Hey, Jon, you guys are all awesome too. Jon says we're all awesome, and we think you guys are pretty awesome. Awesome for showing up to this call. And yeah, so let's get to it. Any questions while you is here? Any questions about the new Email Copy Pro? Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys hear me? I guess I should ask that. Hopefully you can see my screen. You should be seeing Email Copy Pro. Wish I could make it to more of these. This is a great time. It is a great time. It's fun. Love answering questions about copy and email. Okay, Jon, you see it? Perfect. Sorry, I had to take a little sip. Keep the vocal cords. All right. So I am not seeing any questions. So I'm just going to assume that Jim and Helen and Michael, that you guys are all like email copy pros and you can whiz around in there and get everything done and you have no questions about generating emails or which emails to use or anything. I don't know about that. Hey, we get Sal logging in from down under. I think it's pretty early in the morning for you, Sal. He's all the way over there in Australia. I'm not sure if he's in Melbourne. So what would you guys like me to cover? Because you took the time to show up here, and Kristen and I are here to help you guys out, but we can't help you if you don't ask any questions. Any chance to add more avatars? Avatars. You add your own avatar. Um, do you mean niches, Jon? I can unmute you if you have a mic. Do you have a mic, Jon? Niches. We have a niche in there for email marketing. Let me see. I'm going to move the question box. And Jon is making changes to the niches. Going to make it a lot easier for you guys to enter things. Let me move this over. Let's see. So if I go here, e-commerce. E-commerce niche. So e-commerce is in online e-com. Obviously, e-commerce is online. But do you mean like Shopify store, that kind of thing, or Amazon sell? Because it's a little broad. Let's see, template niches. Let's see what we got in there. So e-commerce, we got it. Look at that. I did not know.
Hey,
Let's see.
Leanne.
Yes.
For some reason, when we're seeing your screen, we're still seeing mission control. We're not able to see where you're navigating.
Oh, maybe that's where it was paused. Hang on. How about now?
Yep, now we gotcha.
Yeah, that's where it was. All right, I had the little pause button clicked, and now it's not. All right, so now you can see e-commerce. We got this. I'll just call it Sal question. I just got to move things out of the way. So let's see. Who's the avatar? E-commerce merchants. I haven't seen this one, so. Okay, so this is for people who sell. It looks like this is for people who sell to people who have e-commerce stores. Isn't necessarily e-commerce. So when you say e-commerce, you mean like if you had, this seems pretty basic, but if you had a store or a site or you're selling like dog toys, so then your avatar would be dog owners. Yes? Buyers, sellers, not buy. Oh, so then this is the one that you want, right? No, I'm confused, Sal, because you said sellers, not buyers, and you said buyers, and you said yes. So is this what you want? I'm not sure. So want me to unmute you? I can do that. I mean, don't have that many people. Sal, you're unmuted.
Good morning, or good morning in Australia anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's really, what is it, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning?
Nah, 10 a.m., so it's good.
Oh, good. Perfect time.
Yeah, it's a good time for us. It's when people in Pacific time do it at 10 a.m., that's in the middle of the night, so we can never, that's why sometimes you get to a point where you just stop, your inner circle membership or mastermind membership, because everything is held. They only cater for US time and not the rest of the world. So this is what I love about you guys, is that because 3 p.m. is not a bad time, is it, over there? But it suits us beautifully too.
Exactly, and it's good for East Coast US. It's good. Well, it's good for all US, right?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then it's good for Europe because it's not too late.
That's
and
right.
It's a little late, so it's borderline for them, but it's not awful.
Yeah.
And it's good for you guys. So
yes.
We try.
As long as it's good for the US and Australia, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Anyway.
The rest of the world can just
yeah.
All
Stay
right.
up late. Have a few more coffees.
Stay up late.
Yeah.
Grow a couple, and you gotta
look. Look, I've got to the point where I'm getting sick and tired of clients, and and I'm actually looking more for customers, especially clients that employ you to do something. You recommend certain structure and and this and that, and then they don't follow it. They still think they know better. So
I know it.
that just happens frequently, so frequently, and you wonder why they've paid you, for consultancy work, in the first place. So, I got to a point where I'm just nearly fed up with clients and just looking for customers rather than clients. And that's the reason why I was looking at e-commerce. My wife set up an e-commerce site, and the launch of Amazon is here they're just launching in Australia, and I was part of they partner with the SME Association for the launch of Amazon. So and my marketing, brought in something like about a third of the attendees and that, so they were very pleased. And so I want to try to do more stuff, in that space, So, I try to help my wife, and I also want to try to help clients that are, quite honestly, when they, I just did an email sent to the whole database of membership, and it was, the subject line was Amazon, so what? And it created the the best open. We had, from a very, very large database, we had nearly 50% open rate.
Holy
And,
smokes, that's awesome.
and about 2% click-through, which was really good too, you know, like, because, yeah, anyway, so that's what I was looking at. I was looking at, you know, I just got the email. I thought I'll log in to, you know, to the webinar and support, and then when someone asked for niches, I thought, yeah, well, what about e-commerce? So I get the end client, not so much the, but then again, it could also be for businesses that that want to, you know, that want to promote in Amazon and have, you know, an online presence of, you know, with their products and that. So it would be what you're actually saying there. What you got in your screen, good examples, is when you're struggling to figure out an online retail platform. So that's actually geared to the business owner, correct? The seller.
Yeah, and yeah, it could. Well, this one is people struggling to sell online,
Yeah.
but you could also, like those same people, if they have e-commerce stores, right? You could give them email sequences. So if there was a e-commerce niche, then you could give them email sequences that they could send to your customers. And obviously, if you had a store, you could use the same emails. So, I mean, for e-commerce, there's cart abandonment, the huge one, right? You'd need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd need follow-up sequences.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. But the follow-up sequences geared towards the buyer, the person that's just purchased something. So it's not someone that's attended a webinar or anything like that, or an event. Do we have that type of niche template?
Yeah, let me, I don't know. I found this one. I didn't even know we had this one. So I will, I'll put that on the docket if we don't, because yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah, because then you could start all the, you know, all the emails, the thank you email, this, that, so on and so on, you know, and, you know, a one-time offer and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, upsells,
Yeah, yeah,
rebuy, especially if it's
yeah,
a consumable product.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. Cart abandonment, all that sort of stuff, yeah. Because it makes it
Okay.
so much easier. The platform is great, you know, but it makes it so much easier when there's already a niche there, and then all you've got to then do is just edit, you know, for your own requirements.
Oh, exactly. Although I don't think the changes are in here yet. Let me see if they are. I don't think they are. If I go to template niches, what's other niches? If I just go to create a new niche, let's see what's there. He's been changing it. Overview causes, no, it's still the old one. I can't show you the new one. But the new one is more like, instead of causes, goals, solutions, offer, actions, and content, it's more like a 7-step system that like walks you through copywriting and setting up. It's not so much creating a niche as it is building fields that you would use if you were a copywriter who was going to write copy for that target market, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah.
Because
When's
that's
that?
what this is anyway. I mean, if you know, and Kristen, you can feel free to back me up here. Oh, why? Oh, I have to name it first. Blah, blah. And we'll leave it blank. Hopefully, come on. There we go. So really, that's what this is anyway, right? If you're going to write copy, you first of all, you have to know who you're writing to. And that's why it's first. Like, because if you don't know this, you don't know anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And then you have to define your niche, obviously. But then you have to know, okay, what their problems are, their biggest overarching, what keeps them up at night problem, right? So if you go down the line, this is copywriting.
yeah,
It's just that it
yeah.
was stated as a niche, which isn't really, um, you know, it doesn't really do it justice. It's just not really a niche. It's a copy questionnaire kind of thing.
Mm.
So that's what it's going to be changing to. And it's also going to be simplified. So in here where there's probably, if I scroll down here, there's probably, I don't know, there's over 200 fields that need to get filled in. This has
Mm.
gotten pared down to like 100. I think, excuse me, there might have been over 300 fields, and it's gotten pared down a lot. Not removing things that were important, Jon just tightened them up. Like if you look at like some of these, there were like multiple fields. Like see this, there was 1, 2. Some of these had like 5
Yeah,
fields that you had to answer, right? So instead of all those, he's really tightened them up. So you still get the same effect, but you don't have to enter as much text, which is nice. You can get generating emails faster.
okay. When's that coming out?
Oh, I know he's got his development team working on it, like pretty much they're not doing anything else. So he wants it as soon as possible. So
Okay.
I would say within the next 2 to 4 weeks, given that, we got a major holiday.
Mm.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's going to be cool. I've been seeing the sneak peeks of it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything to make it simpler and faster, right? Why not?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yep.
So, any more questions, Sal?
No, no, I'm right. Thanks. Thanks very much for that.
All right, cool. Well, nice chatting with you.
Yeah, same here. Okay.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye. Let's see, how do I, hang on one sec while I figure this out. Let do this, and we go, and we mute, okay. If anybody else would like to come on, let's see, no more questions. Simple and fast is good, yes. Would
Michael
love to get,
Corruti had a, yep, there it is. You got it.
yeah, would love to get a copy of the Ben Hardy webinar. Ben Hardy, you can get a copy. I will, it's in our other platform, the Customer Hub, and I'll make sure you get tagged and get in there, Michael. So actually, all of you should have access to that. So I'll make sure everybody has access to the Ben Hardy. And if you don't know what Michael is referring to, Jon and Ben Hardy is like the #1 author on medium.com, which is a great source of free traffic. And that is why Jon recorded this webinar with him, because what happened with Benjamin was he started posting on Medium and started building an email list. And over the course of I don't know how long, I know that they say it in the webinar, he built a list of over 200,000 people. Look, he's got 161,000 followers here on Medium. It's crazy. And so he reveals like kind of what he's doing. So it's a great webinar. It's a little over an hour. And all of you should definitely listen to it. And also, you can see, like if you scroll through and see what he's posting about, a lot of it is personal development. So you can just scroll through and you can see, whatever he's writing. Hey, you could write on the same topics. And if you don't know that much about personal development, oh my gosh, there's like a bazillion books. And if you just read a few articles on a topic like goal setting or all the other topics in personal development, what I do when I want to write about something that I'm not totally familiar with is I will read like 3 or 4 articles on a topic. So if it's goal setting or time management or whatever, right? Motivation. And so once I read those 3 or 4 articles and I get an idea, now I will go and write my own article in my own words. So I'm not plagiarizing, but I'm basically saying the same thing that they are, but in my words. And so you can find it, so you can read articles here. You can go to places like, you can just search for articles on motivation, blog posts on motivation. You can read a couple chapters in a book and get all the content you need. So yeah, I'll make sure everybody has it. Yeah, well, John, get back to it. John is saying that he started watching it and then something happened. It's only 65 minutes. And here's a tip for you. If you watch online, unfortunately it doesn't work in Chrome. It only works in Firefox. But I have not a plugin, I don't know what it's called. It's software that I downloaded to my computer. It's called eNounce. The company is eNounce, and the software is called MySpeed. And what happens when you put it on your computer, they give you this little slider. And unfortunately, it does not work in Chrome, but it does work in Firefox. So if I start watching a video online in Firefox, what I'll do is I'll slide this little thing over. So this is between 1 and 2 times speed. And I'll generally, depending on how fast the person talks, I could sometimes watch even over 2 times speed. So you can see here that over the course of using this, I have saved 313 hours, which, that adds up, right? So I never, ever, ever, ever watch anything.
Hey, Leanne, can you unpause so we can see the tool on your screen?
Am I paused?
Maybe not paused, but we still see Ben Hardy's Medium page.
Oh, you know what? You might not be able to see this because it's in another browser. You know what? Let me go to the eNounce website. If I can. Let me know if you see. Do you see my screen change?
Yep. Now we're on eNounce.
Okay, so now it's on eNounce. Okay, so basically they give you this, see this little slider thingy here? That's what'll show up on your desktop. And you just slide it over to where you want the speed to be. Obviously 1 is real time and anything over that is faster. And on my little counter thingy, I have saved over 313 hours this year, which, really in a 40-hour week, what is that? How many weeks is that did I save? Like seriously, that's like real serious time saving. So 313 divided by 40, that's almost 8 weeks. That's almost 8 weeks of time that I have saved. So and this was like 20 bucks, maybe 30 bucks. The best investment I've ever, ever, ever made. I wish I had an affiliate link for it. I don't, but I think everyone should get it because it's that good. You guys ever heard of this? And if I download a video to my computer, I will use VLC, which is free software, and that is VLC Player. And you can speed that up as well. So you can play back up the same thing, up to over 2 times. So just don't watch videos in real time. It's not worth it. You can understand people perfectly and you'll save time. Cool? There you go. See? Sal, smart guy. Can we use content emails from ECP to post on our blog or medium.com? Yes, that is the point. Michael asked that, and that is exactly the point. You can generate content emails in ECP and post them on your blog or Medium. Absolutely. So great question, and that's what they're there for. All right. So let's see, I have shared my video watching. That, I'll tell you what, over the years, I mean, I've saved almost 8 weeks over, I don't know when I installed that, I think last year, but still, darn, that's a lot of time. All right, any other email CopyPro questions? Copy questions, how about copywriting questions? How about questions about marketing? I'll even bravely go there, see what you got up your sleeve. If I can answer it, I'll answer it. Because that's what we're here for. How about any ways that you've been using Email CopyPro that, you know, you've had great success? Like, love to hear that too.
Or if there's anyone that has copy or content that's about to go out and they'd love an extra eye to strengthen it, you're welcome to screen share, get some feedback real time.
Yeah, it's not often. Well, Kristen's a great copywriter, and I know copy. So it's not often that you have people, you know, at your beck and call that you can bounce ideas off of. Even if it for what? A landing page, not necessarily an email, doesn't have to be an email.
Take advantage, people.
Yeah, right?
Take advantage.
Boy, if 2 women here saying take advantage of us, what does that mean?
Of our brains.
I know, of our brain and our marketing and copywriting know-who. I know there are campaigns, let's see. Do you ever mix and match single emails to form your own? Oh, yeah, to form your own campaign. The only thing is about doing that, Austin. So Austin asked, do you ever mix and match single emails to form your own campaigns? And you absolutely can. What you have to do is you have to log in and you have to get familiar with the emails. So you know what emails are in there. And once you do, then you can put your own, if I just go in here, let's see what is loaded up in there. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. So if I went to this and I did view all, so these are the pre-built sequences, but I'll show you how to do it. So down here you see solo emails, right? So if you were saying, well, let's see, what about if I choose the, are you still interested? And, oh, last chance, that sounds good. And this one sounds interesting. Let's try that one. You still interested? Something different. All right, so let's say I knew these, and I'm like, yeah, those would make a pretty cool sequence. So then I scroll down to the bottom. See how they're all loaded up here? So if I start a project, that'll put all the emails in there. So I would do, whoops, hello. So QA demo. So what if I chose and wait patiently, of course. And there you go. So there they are. They're all lined up there. And now when you save this, Now it's saved as your own sequence. So obviously you can regenerate each one, tweak them. I'm not sure, you can't move them around, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, so that's it. That's how you do it. Let me see if that was helpful. So was that helpful, Austin? It would be awesome to be able to preview the emails from Mission Control. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. I'll see if we can do that. Okay, so Austin was asking, it would be awesome to be able to preview the emails from Mission Control. So that would be back from here. Take me to Mission Control, please. So you're saying if I go here, then I go here, if like you clicked here, if you could see like what the email said. Yeah. So if I could maybe click this and it would pop up. Yeah, that is a good idea. Then you wouldn't have to generate each one to read them. I'm going to put that on the list of questions to ask on whether we can do that. Thanks. And let's see, I think John said, John says, John, do you have a screen share? Because I will unmute you and
Sal has one too. Looks like
Sal has one too. Oh, Sal was first. Okay, Sal, John.
I would like an opinion.
Yes, Sal would like an opinion. So Sal, I will give you presentership. Let me see how to do this. Hang on one sec. This is taxing my GoToWebinar expertise, so this is good. So Sal, make presenter. Do I make him presenter or panelist? Either one, right?
Change presenter. Yep.
Make Sal Carrero the presenter. Okay, so Sal, I'm sending you over control. So here you go. And I'm going to unmute you. Uh-oh. He probably has controls, so he can unmute himself. There you go. Now.
Oh, the power that I have.
I know, right? There you go.
Okay. Yeah, this is one that's going out. As I said, we actually did the launch for Amazon in Australia here in Sydney, and so we had a lot of interest. So I thought, okay, how could I capitalize on this too? So I did a lot of research previously in the best courses around with Amazon, and I identified one, especially one that was recommended to me by a friend of mine from Madrid in Spain, who's turning over $2 million a month in Amazon. So what I did was I got the affiliate with that, you know. So and then I wanted to obviously drive traffic to that with an email, and it did so far. But I'm just wondering whether I could improve, since you guys were offering, you know, like what do you want me to do here? So this is the actual subject line was Amazon. So what? I just wanted to get, you know, because everyone's talking about Amazon here in Australia, the media and all that. You know, what it's going to, that it's going to harm the retail industry, people are going to lose jobs and all that sort of baloney. So anyway, I've started off with this, you know, like if you are interested in Amazon, you know, like, and I did get all these questions, by the way, you know, the ones that are in there. So if you could see that some of the many questions being asked by our members after the Amazon Summit event in Sydney.
Holy smoke. So it's like how many years ago, Kristen, did we get Amazon? Like,
it's been at least 10. I think I've been a member since 2007. So.
Right. So it's like going back in time, right? Because you guys are like just getting this. That's crazy.
They haven't actually even launched yet. They've done theirs. They've got everything prepared. They've got all their warehousing and all that, but they're playing with us a mind game on when when they're actually got to turn on the switch. But it should be very soon. Actually, I'm meeting with the Australian CEO with the SMEA on this Thursday coming. So we've got a pretty good in there, you know, and they chose the SMEA to partner with for the event. So anyway, so social proof there, you know, which I need to use somehow.
Huge. And so, but your SMEA target market is local small business owners, correct?
Yeah, small to medium, but smaller business owners.
So like the bakery, the plumber, that type of thing, right?
Exactly. The retailer, a lot of retailers, restaurants, and you know, also. So this is what makes it so hard for us to target market. It's not like we could target accountants, lawyers, you know, chiropractors. It's really, you know, it's so broad, and the people that are joining our membership, it could be any, you know, from one to another. There is no individual, you know, membership industry that is more than any other. So that's what makes it hard to target market.
What would you like feedback on here?
The email here is
Okay.
whether this is okay, whether I could improve it.
Okay. And you sent this already?
I've sent this once, yes,
Okay.
but I want to follow it up.
Okay. And would you like opinions on how to follow it up, per se?
Yeah, that
Or
would be good, but
specifically
it would take
about...
too long. I think that would take too long. But I was just wondering whether I didn't get as many clicks as I would like to, and I could always change the subject line and a little bit of the, you know, the front end. But how would you redo this content any better? That's all I'm asking for. Is that it? Yeah. So as an example, Amazon has landed in Australia, and now what? Is that okay or not?
Um, I always like to give people a hard-hitting, cutting truth kind of line in that kind of subject line, but it depends on how your audience responds. So now what is great, but you can also give people what you need to know, what you need to know now, and what you can skip, what you should worry about, and how to create your own unfair advantage, like that kind of thinking, so that it's a little bit more specific around where people's minds are at. So there's some concerns that people have about Amazon coming to Australia, right? Like, how is this going to impact my business? Am I going to lose my customers? I heard that they pushed out a lot of small businesses in America. So, you know, Amazon's landed in Australia. How do I make the most of it? That kind of
Yeah.
thing. Makes sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. Um,
So maybe
yeah.
they don't want to take a course, but they want to find out how to protect their business.
Well, so
Or
that's going to
what
be
do you
my
think?
point about the follow-up. In your follow-up email, given the wide range of audience that you've described for us, you know, in a situation like this, you get to have, like, you just had a 50% open rate on this. Your next email, knowing that you put Amazon in the headline or the subject line, you're going to, like, that's a powerful open rate for your list at this point. Follow it up with another one, but make the next one a survey so that you can learn what their biggest questions, concerns, and fears are about Amazon's arrival, so that you can start to build in the direction of their inquiry before they find it someplace else.
Yeah. yeah. There's two parts to it. You've got the you know, the plumbers and people like that, yeah, the service providers, they're not going to, they're more interested probably in how do I get cheaper
Mm-hmm.
products, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they're also our members. And then you've got the people that are retailers
Mm-hmm.
um, and manufacturers. They want to know how it's going to affect them, but I think more importantly is how they can benefit, how they can get their business Amazon ready, you know.
That is a brilliant subject line. Do you want your business to be Amazon ready? Or how do you get Amazon ready? Question mark. And
Yeah,
then drop that survey in. I love the directional thinking that you've got. The gift of the survey is it lets you know specifically which segment of your list has the biggest concern, or like what percentage. Is the percentage more around protecting business? Is it more around profiting? Is it more like what is the biggest concern? Because then you can utilize that to build out your webinars, your Medium post, your follow-up content. Does
yeah,
that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah. It does. It does make sense. When we were issued so many tickets by Amazon for our members, and because I didn't want it to go, you know, to a financial planner, as an example. You know, I wanted to go to the right places. I asked them to reply to the email to me and tell me a little bit about their business and what, you know, how they would benefit from attending this, you know. So it made it look as if they had to apply for the, and I got a lot of feedback, and
Perfect.
a lot of them are shop owners or manufacturers that want to expand, but then there is also a lot that want to have additional income. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, that they actually might be a plumber whose wife, you know, or partner, you know, wants to earn, you know, do business online, but just doesn't know how to. You know, so there's also that client there too. That how do you profit from Amazon? You know.
So can you scroll and let us see what the CTA in the email was?
The call to action was, so what I did was I said that I was, you know, I did some homework and this is my outcome, you know, and what's included in this particular course, and then what they will show you. And then all I did was, if you want to find out more, just click here. So I did something really simple, nothing. And then I did a PS. My wife just started her first e-commerce store and wants to also sell on Amazon, and this course is now her roadmap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great.
Ooh, you know what I just thought of too, Sal, is that obviously you have no data in Australia, but you can get data from US and other countries in the impact that Amazon has had on businesses, right? If that's the direction you're going, and then you can use that, say, obviously this is brand new to us, but look what's happened to small business owners who didn't get on the Amazon train, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the Back to the Future
Yeah, that's why it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes, yeah. That's why it's so cool, because it is Back to the Future.
Mm.
Amazing. You know what I might do? Can you scroll up one more time, Sal, so I can see? Um, so one piece for improvement or changing in the future. You have that CTA right down at the bottom. I love it. It's highlighted in blue. It's easy to see. Um, a nice thing to do is also to add that CTA a little bit higher up, right out of the gate for people who read the first little bit. They kind of want to know the point, kind of like that whole e-nounce thing we're talking about, like get me to the nugget as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I had it here. I had it in my outcome, and then click here for, you know,
Where does
and
it say click here?
no, I said I had it previously, you know,
Okay.
when I was setting it up, and then I thought, No, I want him to read, like, because what I don't want him to go is to go from these are the questions, this is my outcome, and then click, and then it goes to an affiliate page.
Right.
Wait
Well,
a
there's a
second.
way to do that. Go ahead, Leanne.
I just it Sal, you're using the email to sell, and I would venture to say that you should not do that. That the email is to sell the click, and that all this stuff about your outcome and anything sales, the email should just generate curiosity, and that anything sales related should be on a landing page. What do you think,
Well,
Kristen?
right, okay, but the landing page is a very good landing page. It really is. It's um, Jim Cockman's, which is probably the number one, course. There's about 42,000 people use this course. It's the most amazing course there is. So the landing page is very good. I had a lot of testimonials and everything. I actually grabbed stuff from bits and pieces from the landing page, like what's included and what they will show you. So you're saying that perhaps I shouldn't have that?
Right.
Yeah, I think you should be selling the click and get them curious, and then let the landing page do the heavy lifting because, like you said, it's very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So,
you can, once you do the survey that Kristen is recommending, you'll be able to basically send only the people who are interested in selling on Amazon to this content, right? Because your email should be, hey, guys, let me know, if you would take, as you know, our goal here at the SMEA is to help you guys out. So to help us help you better, here's just a couple of questions so that we can give you the right information that will help your business in the best way regarding this whole new Amazon, because like different businesses would have. So are you a small business concerned about, losing customers? Are you a small business owner who might like to make some more money? And that simple questions, right, Kristen? And then you'll know who to send to this page, and you'll get better
huge.
results.
Huge. I worked with a
Yeah.
company this year who actually didn't bifurcate their list in that way. And they're a health coaching school here in the States, and they actually, and then in a minute, we're probably going to wrap because I want to make sure we can answer some other people's preview questions. Some other people wanted to preview some stuff,
Yeah.
right, Leanne? Um, but they didn't bifurcate their list. And as the health coaching school, they had practitioners like doctors who were supportive of their mission and maybe wanted to train staff. They had students, and then they had people who might want to become a student. And every time they rolled out a webinar or a launch, they emailed all of them the same way at the same time. And it lowered their open rate, their click-through rate. We got complaints left, right, front, and center. Why am I getting this? I'm a doctor. I don't need your program. But they wanted to stay in touch with us so they could better understand why, like what we were doing, and if they wanted to train their staff, how they could do it. So getting that bifurcation with a very simple survey, and then applying that tag to your list so that you can really tailor your next steps will support you in increasing your sales. But to Leanne's point, I agree with you. Let your landing page do the selling. In this, I would stick with going forward, just really focusing on, let me tell you how well I get the predicament you're in. Let me show you how well I can read your mind so that you trust me. And that will sell your click.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, you're
Awesome.
welcome.
Well, let me see how to take back control from Sal. So if I go over here, but that was great. And see, this is email. Obviously, is not standalone, right? It's holistic, right? So email is only related to your customer, which is only related to the problems that they're having, which is to the point. Using Email Copy Pro as a tool is great, but like Sal just brought up, if you're not segmenting your list, and then Kristen reinforced this, and you're sending the same email out to everybody, then you will get those nasty complaints and all that, which you can totally avoid by segmenting. And this just shows the importance of it. All right, so I found Sal, and if I click on this, requests, dismiss, no, I don't want to dismiss you. I don't want to mute him. Hang on 1 second. Requests. Sal, do you see anything that just popped up on your screen?
Yeah. Give control. Yep.
Yeah, can you click on that, see what it does?
I have. I've clicked to say give control.
Let me see if I can share my screen now. No? Change presenter. Here we go. Show this window. All right, you should be seeing my screen again.
We do. John had a little chime in for you, Sal. His comments were lose the and now what statement in the top. He agrees quizzes let you use the language of customers and prospects back to them so it fits better. And then he had a little a note about a very important note about formatting, add a space, white space between membership manager and your PS. And yes, CTA more than once, sometimes 3 times is really great. Phrase different for each. It's always important to have one at the top, one middle and bottom if you've got a longer email, or top and bottom if it's shorter. Let's see, John says you can repeat the questions or have others on the landing page. Sell that click, especially if the landing page is good. Yes, we agree, John.
Yes. You know, Jon, the Jon Benson of Jon,
yes.
Not the John Styles. Jon has in his book, Open Click Buy, a good tip about using in the call to action text. Sometimes, if you've had great success with the subject line, use that as your call to action throughout. Just because people responded to it once, right? They're likely to respond to it again.
You've got to understand the Australian psychology is that, you know, they say, okay, so what? Amazon says, so what? You know, like that type of thing.
Okay, so it's vernacular to where you live.
Yeah, it's like, you know, yeah, okay, so what? You know, like that is just so common. The tall poppy syndrome, you know, like, and that's why the media just plays on that. You know, and the media, you know, you're going to lose this. You're going to, you know, your shop's going to, you know, close down. You're going to this, that. It's all negative stuff, and then the people are saying, yeah, I knew that.
Cool.
So it's very different.
No, that's why you said it. Got it. Yeah, because it's different here in the States. It's not as, it doesn't have as much meaning.
You're more upbeat. Yep.
So let's see, John, do you still have a landing page you wanted us to look at? And then we're going to wrap. We've been here almost an hour, but I know you do. All right, so let me share. Okay, Jon Styles, go over here. Click this, make presenter. Oh, I'm getting good at this now. All right, John, a little thing pop up on your screen if you click it, and you will be the presenter person.
I am.
There we go. Look at that. This is like, it's like working, Kristen. Huh.
First, I gotta say, I'm jealous. You know, Sal had more tabs open than I've ever seen open before, and I usually have a ton. I've had over 100 at points, and he's obviously got more than that.
Well, it must be a down under thing.
Yeah, it must be. Wow, busy guy. Anyway, this is kind of raw. This is something I'm working on. It's going to be our new homepage, landing page. It's kind of, like I say, it's kind of raw. We've switched gears and revamped our business model multiple times. Ultimately, we're marketers at heart, and we're trying to help small businesses get better at marketing and get traffic. So we have some tricks of the trade for SEO, SEM, all that good stuff, but it's just getting it out there. So this is going to be a landing page to do that. Like I said, this is very raw. I just kind of whipped out stuff off the cuff and off the top of my head as I was kind of putting it together. And I don't really like the blue, but and I intend to change that and make it a little bit more professional looking white background and that kind of thing. And I'll change our logo to be our normal blue logo without this shadow around it.
Oh, I see. Well, one thing that, okay, if you're marketing in the States, SEO and SEM, and Kristen, I'd love for you to chime in on this, but to my mind, it's like, oh my God, these small business owners are getting pummeled.
Yep.
And so in their mind, it's like, does this really work? Like, I would have something like that because in their mind, they're like, either it doesn't work or it's so complicated or they've been hammered so much from these people from India selling them SEO or SEM that they're just totally like turned off. Like they don't even want to hear it. So
Right.
there's got to be a way to cut through that. And that's where, so Kristen, like given that mindset, like I'm a small business owner and I've been hammered. Like people contact me all the time. I know in my mind, I think SEO is expensive and or I think it doesn't work. I don't have time for it. It's confusing. So this is just marketing optimized strategy is just so ho-hum. It's not going to get their attention. And marketing really optimized, they don't even know what that means.
Well, I use that from, I have a client that uses that term, and I've been kind of getting feedback from clients as far as their phrasing. And he says, yeah, I need my stuff optimized, and he knows he needs help with that stuff, so that's why I kind of threw that in there.
Cool.
Kind of like the quiz strategy where you get their language and use it back on them.
Totally. You know what? I might simplify that and put that in the subhead and rock with something like, Is your marketing really working?
Okay.
And because that's like, when people have casual conversation over drinks, they're what people write and what people say are two very different things. This is one thing I'll share with everyone to make the distinction. We learn how to speak first before we learn how to write. And the way we speak tends to be one step closer. If you imagine it like nesting dolls, it's one step closer to the heart of what we're really feeling than the filter it has to go through in our brains in order to come out of our fingers when we type. So it sounds like you're already doing this, but for all of us, it behooves us to continually pay careful attention in conversation. And what I'm imagining we might hear someone saying if you go, you're networking, shook hands, you exchanged what you do, and you ask them, okay, so how's the marketing in your business? What's that like? And they might kind of scratch their head and go, well, it's good. We do this, we do that. I'm not always sure if it's working, but we're doing it, right? You might not hear the word optimized until a little bit later, but that word in particular is crystal in the way it communicates where they want it to go and the way it communicates the dream. And then to Leanne's point, and I'll bring that back to that first bullet and the SEO, SEM subhead you have. Optimize is great. SEO, the function, the outcome of SEO and SEM that is most tangible to a business owner is that its job is to get me to the first page of Google. That's one of the most tangible outcomes of it, is that it helps people find me quickly. So what you can say is your marketing really working? Question mark. Uh, optimize your marketing or optimize your SEO to get to the top of Google or get to the first page of Google. And then give them that kind of like there is a dream in here that SEO and SEM solves for. There's a problem that SEO and SEM solves. And that's the language that you want to use in that subheader and in these bullet points. SEO and SEM is the solution, but on your lander, you really want to kind of walk over to their side of the bridge. Exactly. You nailed it. Hit that pain point.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Let them know you get it.
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, they might be thinking, can I still even compete? You know, if I haven't gotten into the SEO game by now, is it way too late? That's what I'd be thinking, because it's been around for so long and I'm just getting in and these other people are like way ahead of me. Can I even do this? Right? That would be another question, another pain point. But to Kristen's, you know, for Kristen's advice, it's like you got to find out. So even calling some small businesses in your area and asking them, like, what's your biggest beef with SEO? You know, just to find out their language. And so you found out optimization, but others, right? There's got to be other words, other, you know, fears, all that come up for
Right.
small business owners.
Some of their issues is that they do get hammered by a lot of various marketers trying to sell their stuff, and it's difficult to cut through the chatter and get to the point where, because some of them have been burnt and in various ways as far as what they've been told, what has been done, things like that, and it's become a bit of a mess. But at the same time, business owners do realize that they need some kind of a working strategy. So my job, of course, is going to be to cut through that crap and get to the meat of the problem and actually get them to sit down and take a look at what we can do.
Totally.
And the other thing to that is proof, right? Because what they want to see is proof. Like,
Yep. And
well, why should they listen to you, right?
why exactly? And that's at the bottom of this page. I'll have more info, facts, stuff like that, and you know, different things. And then this is all very raw down here. And then I'm going to have various cities that we rank in for this stuff. So I can show that, you know, here's some proof. Here, you know, here we're ranking in these big cities for these terms that are generally difficult to rank for. So it puts the other SEO, SEM companies below us as far as being able to do that.
Quick cue for you. Does your audience know what SEO and SEM is supposed to do for them, or are they at the point of needing to be educated about what it is, why it works, and why they need it?
There's a mix in there of both. Some of them understand it to a point, and others have no clue.
Okay.
They just know that, you know, okay, you know, in fact, you run into, and it's amazing the range of prospect that you run into. Some just think, well, I'll throw up a website, and there, I'm done. I don't have to do anything else. And it just lays there and it does absolutely nothing for them. Well, if you don't promote it and you don't do a little bit of SEO optimization and all that other good stuff to get them ranking in Google to where somebody can actually find them, then it's useless. And they think, well, the internet's useless to me because I'm not seeing any results from it because I put the site up. You know, that should be all I have to do. And the other side of the coin is people do it to the other extreme where they try all sorts of things and still struggle with getting it to work for them.
So this is what I want you to do. When this recording comes out, I want you to just take everything you just said verbatim and turn it into your bullet points, because you're articulating the pain and the problem with such finesse. So where
Oh, thank
you've
you.
got these bullets, yeah, you're clearly embedded in the mind of your market, which is great. Um, so where you've got these bullets with that headline question, what I might say is something like, so we have, is your marketing really working? And we go, how to get found on Google and stop being ignored online. And then imagine this setting the stage. I might take that and say, um, online marketing only works if you do it right. Have you experienced dot, dot, dot? And then fill in with everything you just said, like getting burned by SEO and SEM strategists who told you, who promised you an ROI that never came. Um, Confusion about why you put your website up and nothing happened. Uh,
That's
like
good.
everything
Yeah.
you just said, like you nailed it. Like you really nailed both all the extremes. So I would just listen verbatim to what you just said
Okay.
and jot it down in here. It's great. And then to Leanne's point, for sure, just below that, hit with a little social proof so that they get it. Like, oh, okay, you're legit. You know what you're talking about. And then, follow up with all the other data you have below on the page.
Oh, that's good.
Great work. Is this helpful for you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It helps to have another set of eyes or multiple sets of eyes looking at what you're too deeply involved in to really see the forest in the trees.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
having 200 tabs open at the same time.
Yeah, for all of us too. Um,
All
is
right.
this helpful for everyone else? I'm curious. Is this useful for others?
Yeah, good question, Kristen. And thank you, John. I'm going to, I don't know
You're
how
welcome. Thank
to,
you. Thank you very much.
oh, you're very welcome. I am going to change presenter back to me. Let's see, over here.
While I'm
Cool.
still on, would you lose the blue too as well?
I mean, I
Is
think
that
you're going to have to split test that, to be honest
okay?
with you, if you've got the resources for a split test. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
find going with a straight white and making your CTA buttons orange or green is pretty foolproof.
Okay. Okay. I prefer foolproof up front.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
always
right.
better. All
Yeah.
right. Well, so what is Peep saying about this? This is helpful. All right. Well, good. Kristen, I thank you so much, and thank you all of you who participated. Thank you, Sal and John and Austin and Terry and everybody else who showed up. Appreciate it. And let's see, next Thursday is not a holiday, so we'll be here again at this time. Um, yeah, we're coming up on the holiday, right? Big holiday season. So, oh, wait a minute, agreed, geared toward buyers. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that all of you guys have access to the Medium recording, so by tomorrow. And also by tomorrow, this will be in the playlist, which is over on the Digital Publisher YouTube site. And let's see, I can even put that link in one of the emails that I send out. I'll do that so that because people might have lost the link. But yeah, so Kristen, thanks so much for chiming in and for your help. It was amazing.
Pleasure to
Um,
be here. Thank you.
and again, all of you, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for showing up, spending some of your time with us. Get those video speeder uppers and get into Email Copy Pro, generate some more emails so that next week you have some more questions for us. So keep doing good stuff and we'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.
Thanks, Liam. Bye.
Thank you, Kristen. Bye-bye.